If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood.
Rise and shine. Happy Devil's Saturday. This is The Morning Woo. Episode 42 straight days in a row of The Morning Woo. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. I'm your host, Sam Woo, talking Devils hockey, talking anything sports, really, because it's a happy Devils Saturday as the Devils are heading down, or probably have, to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to play the Washington Capitals today. They'll be without Jack Hughes. I think I said my piece yesterday on the Woo Report when news came out that Jack Hughes injured during a team dinner. And according to Christy Flannery, good friend of the podcast, writer for the Hockey News covering the New Jersey Devils, tweeted out or posted out that apparently he was leaning on a piece of glass, slipped, fluke, accident, freak accident, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. Jack Hughes is going to be out. Which presents an opportunity for Shane Lachance, 6'4", forward. Looked good during prospects, looked good during preseason. Possibly getting a chance today. No morning skate for the New Jersey Devils. Around 4:45 p.m. Eastern, Sheldon Keefe is going to address the media. So that's all we have for now. Happy Devil Saturday to you, Max, Wimpy, Pod Legend, Peter Seifert, Corbin. Pod Legend's asking, has anybody figured out how to uncurse his team? Anyone? How about bring back Bill Murray, the trainer, from years ago? I don't know where Bill Murray is, but that was Lou Lamoriello's guy. And he's since moved on from the New Jersey Devils, but he was a great trainer. Dubzilla says, good morning, the Real Woo crew. Happy Devil Saturday to you and Tom. Filing in to the YouTube Live, looking over at the Instagram Live as well. Still sleeping. Instagram Live. That's okay. The podcast continues. But let me tell you, I get it. It was a kind of a fluke, a freak accident. But why does it have to be Jack Hughes? Out of all players, it's Jack Hughes. But I'll stop complaining. Starting now, I've said my piece. Wishing Jack Hughes a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's just a week or two at most. Hopefully. But again, if there's any nerves, tendons, arteries, you know, I'm not a doctor. But common sense says if any of those were disturbed and injured, Devils kind of have problems. But for now, let's see what the New Jersey Devils say Interested to hear what Sheldon Keefe has to say at that press conference? Wimpy says, look, if this is his only injury, I'll live with it. I'll live with it too. Again, it was just kind of a shocker yesterday. The only complaint I really had was, and I get it, there's still information coming. Jack Hughes needs to be evaluated, probably through the team doctors. They're following protocol, but at least describe not so much what the prognosis is, but I need a little bit more details from the team and Jack Hughes himself, what exactly happened at this team dinner. And kudos to Christy Flannery of the Hockey News, kind of saying that her sources are saying that it was just a freak accident. He was just leaning on a piece of glass and then slipped and then it broke, and that's what happened. So no knives involved. I've heard all the AI music about knives. I even dabbled into it, taking a Bryan Adams song, cuts like a knife, but really it's cuts like a glass. And I decided not to do it. I don't want to make poor Jack Hughes. I don't want to hit a man when he is down in the dumps with this one. It's really not his fault, but it just sucks as a fan. But at the same time, if it was at a restaurant and he's leaning on that piece of glass, the law offices of A.J. Visco may come into play here. A.J. Visco, the law offices that will get you the compensation you deserve. A.J. Visco says that we need to get Jack in a bubble wrap like the kid from the Little Giants and all the foam. How deep is that cut? You can't just bandage it. Look, when you're talking about cuts, when you put your hand in that hockey glove, I'm sure there's germs. You don't want an infection. And you want it to heal properly. And the only thing that you can do when you get cut, heal properly, is time. Time. I mean, when I had my surgery on my foot, let me tell you, it looked like a scene out of Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it was humbling. It was disgusting. I saw all the innards of my foot because it was an open wound that needed to, heal. It's comparing apples and oranges here, possibly. But I was told to rest and just let it heal. And common sense says Jack Hughes just needs to let it heal. We don't want any infection. We don't want to make it worse than it is. However, we don't have, we don't have all the details. So we're just assuming right now. But the bottom line is you got to get over it. The Devils will be without Jack Hughes, and that presents an opportunity for Shane Lachance. I like this kid. I know Scotty loves this kid. 6'4", did well in college. Son of Scott Lachance, who I loved for fantasy hockey. He was always that guy that was available and got you some points. Max says, Lachance PP1, net front. I want it. I need it. Dubs is like, who is stepping up, Sam? It's time for Nico and Brat to start putting the puck in the net while Jack is out. Nemec can't carry this team forever, LOL. Nemec does give you some hope on that blue line. Nemec has stepped it up for the Devils' defense, for Brad Shaw's defense. Corbin says, who's that big fish we can bring in to put us over the top to come playoffs? If this team would go into the playoff healthy, we could take a run at Carolina. Two names come to mind, Jordan Kyrou, which St. Louis Blues will be at Prudential Center the day before Thanksgiving on November 26th. which I love the day before holidays type games because it will be a ruckus atmosphere at the Prudential Center. Last time we had something like that, and Justin Kia was reffing. Chicken fingers were found on the ice. Yes, chicken fingers were found on the ice. Eric Hall was like, no more chicken fingers. No more chicken fingers, please. Well, no longer Eric Hall is here. It should be a good one, but we get to see Jordan Kyrou. Another name? Ryan O'Reilly? Will Barry Trotz come off the high price he's asking for any of his players? He doesn't want to get schooled. But at some point, Nashville has to make a decision what direction they're going to take. With the amount of contracts and veterans that they have on their team under Andrew Brunette, I'll tell you, I'm loving Sheldon Keefe right now. I'd rather have Sheldon Keefe than Andrew Brunette, and that's not a knock on Brunette. I know a lot of you folks were a little pissed that Lindy got an extension on his contract and Brunette left, but in the end, Tom Fitzgerald wins. He got his guy, Sheldon Keefe. Sheldon Keefe really wanted to take a year off after having to deal with the Toronto media for a few years. And the high expectations and not getting into the second round. But credit Tom Fitzgerald bringing Sheldon Keefe to the New Jersey Devils organization because you have seen the improvements that have happened. Dubs is like, I think they will come together, and it's okay. Jack is out. I have a feeling that Gritzik going to have a hell of a week right now. Look, it's not just one player. It's the team. Look what the Devils have done on defense. Next man up. We have Chalowski. We've got Colton White on defense right now. We practically have half of the defense is AHL young prospects. With Dougie Hamilton out, Kovacevic out, who's leading the defense? From a veteran standpoint, it's Brendan Dillon, who got fined, by the way. We've seen Matt Rempe do crazier stuff and get nothing, but Brendan Dillon gets fined by George Paros, a former Del Barton grad. Figures. But seriously, look at what the Devils have done on defense. With the amount of injuries, Kovacevic was out right from the get-go. Brett Pesce out for foreseeable future. But look at what the Devils have done on defense. They're still winning games. And Shimon Nemec, he's scoring goals now. Last two games. 4 goals in the last 2. Wow, hopefully he can keep up that streak. Stamkos and Palat reunion. Oh, look, if Steven Stamkos comes to New Jersey, they got to, anytime I went to a Lightning game and they had the MC Hammer songs in the background and it would go, Stammer time. That would be awesome. He's a little past his prime, but Steven Stamkos could be an effective veteran for the New Jersey Devils. Again, he was a first overall pick years ago. Steven Stamkos, Stanley Cup champion. But how could the Devils afford him? That's another issue. But we can all dream, can't we? We can all dream. Dubzilla says, when do we get a break as fans? This bad luck is hard to swallow. You know what? That's part of the process, Dubzilla. It's part of the process. Because in the end, once they start getting healthy, watch out. Watch out. You want it to happen now versus in April, May, or June. You want to keep this team healthy. Robin's asking, you coming to Tampa? Right now, it's doubtful. I really do want to go, but it's doubtful. But you never know. Anything can change in the last minute, but you'll know. I'll tweet it out. I'll let you guys know. Hamilton for Stammer, make it happen. LOL. Says Corbin. Wow, you really want Steven Stamkos. Yeah, my fantasy hockey team is not doing too well. I mean, I have Jack Hughes. Should have known better. I got Hedman out. Roman Josi out. I got Jamie Benn out. I got Tristan Jarry out. I got so many injuries on my fantasy team, I can't even look at it right now. I'm so ashamed. But I do have Kel McCarr. And Dougie Hamilton. Who is out? Palat, Stamkos reunite is likely, but not the way folks are thinking. I mean, would you trade Palat for Ryan O'Reilly? I would. I'd do that all day long and then leave some room for Jordan Kyrou to come over. How about them apples? How about have Kyrou and O'Reilly come to New Jersey, give up Palat? You're going to have to pay a price to get Kyrou. But man, would it make the Devils look like a legitimate Stanley Cup contender with this team. You don't want to mess with the chemistry too much. But a Kyrou and O'Reilly would do wonders. You put Kyrou on the wing with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, move Cody Glass to fourth line center and put Ryan O'Reilly as your third line center, you've got yourself a great team down the middle. Think about it. Chris Ladd, forget Kyra, go after Tage Thompson. I would love Tage Thompson, but do you think Lindy Ruff is going to give up Tage Thompson? Do you think Tage Thompson is available? If you want Tage Thompson and Ryan O'Reilly, I'm all for that too. And Chico wanted us to discuss this all season long. Who is that guy? It could happen. But the Devils have to remain in first place. You want Tom Fitzgerald to go all in this season. The current Devils team has to make a statement, say, we're all in, we're number one, give us some more pieces, and we'll get the job done. Let's be realistic here. Is Tage Thompson available? Jordan Kyrou, Ryan O'Reilly. We shall see. But I can tell you right now, these are great discussions we're having here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. It's the Morning Woo. I'm your host, Sam Woo. Talking about Devils hockey. We're going to have Game Day Live at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. Beer Bar and I will preview the game ahead when the Devils take on the Washington Capitals. And we have Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty, a Sirius XM, Liquid MLI, recap the game that was. If news breaks, it could be a quadruple header Sunday, but right now we have a triple header Sunday. quadruple header Saturday, but really it's triple header Saturday for all your Devils needs. And don't you forget, I promised you, and I figured it out, there's going to be prizes. Well, there's going to be one prize. Because tonight is Operation Filibuster. Or tomorrow morning in the wee hours. I'll put up the graphic right now. Operation Filibuster, Sunday morning. Tomorrow, 2 to 6 a.m. Eastern. We are going to filibuster WFAN, Danielle McCartan's show. She wants to talk about Aaron Judge being MVP of the American League over Cal Raleigh. I think Cal Raleigh should have gotten it, but that's besides the point. We're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be flooding the phone lines at WFAN. And if you're a Devils fan and you want more Devils coverage from other media outlets outside of the Let's Go Devils podcast, good. Keep dialing. 888-808-1019. Because we're going to flood the phone lines tonight. Operation Filibuster, a WFAN. Show them that there are Devils fans around. Show them you want to hear more Devils on a New York sports radio station, number one in the country. They make a lot of money, folks. They make a lot of money. That and WIP down in Philadelphia, their sister station down in Philly. But yeah, 888-808-1019, Operation Filibuster. I hope to hear you fans make podcast references, talk Devils, and just drag out and test Danielle McCartan's knowledge of Devils hockey. She is a good friend of the podcast. But of course, they kind of wanted her to talk about Aaron Judge. No. The Yankees haven't won anything. The Mets certainly haven't won anything. The Giants and Jets, they stink. The Knicks, well, the Knicks are always a mirage. They'll fail in the playoffs. The Nets, they're always constantly rebuilding, the bottom seller of the league, of the NBA. And what's left? There's hockey. Devils are number one. Rangers and Islanders are struggling to stay afloat. But yeah, and my camera feed just went out. But doesn't matter. Operation Filibuster, Sunday, November 16th, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Eastern. And dial 888-808-1019. I'm going to try to get my camera feed up. Give me 1 second. Got to reach over to the camera. Something's going on here. Hopefully my camera starts working. Right now it's frozen. Oh, I got myself back up. Sometimes it happens. Wimpy says, I call in under review on SiriusXM. I love Mick Kern. The rink rat, Mick Kern. Plot will be traded, says Dubs is like. It's a foregone conclusion since Sam has the jersey getting stitched now. I got confirmation from Stitches, from Eric, that they received the money, which is important, and they received the jersey, which is also important. So we shall see. Let's see if there's any magic. It's my first jersey in a long time, since my Marino jersey. Gonna have to retire the Marino jersey and put the Palat jersey once it's stitched. Dubs is like, Schaefer's for real. That kid is winning Calder. Will be in a pain ass for the next decade. All right, so those that call into WFAN for our Operation Filibuster will receive a grand prize of Rangers Suck fortune cookies. I'm going to make up a new batch. It's great for Christmas parties, Hanukkah parties. It's great for I don't know, Sweet 16 parties, graduation parties, divorce parties, whatever parties that you're holding, I'll get you a whole boatload of Rangers suck confetti for you and your family and your friends to celebrate. But you need to get on WFAN. And you need to talk Devils hockey. And I'll be listening. I will be listening. And you better be dialing and jamming up the phone lines. 888-808-1019. Operation Filibuster. This Sunday morning, November 16th, from 2 to 6 a.m. Eastern. Wimpy, I better hear you calling in. I know other people are calling in. I'll be calling in. You know when Danielle says, all right, Sam from an undisclosed location in New Jersey. And I would say, hey, coach, long-time caller, first-time listener. I want to talk about Devils hockey because it's time for this station to start talking about a team that actually wins. And then she's going to say, well, the Knicks are winning. Well, the Knicks aren't going to do anything, okay? They have. I was born in 1978, and I haven't seen them win a championship. All right, any Jim Dolan team, except for the exception of 1994, which was pretty much an Edmonton Oilers transplant and the Chicago Blackhawks transplants on that 94 Rangers team, the Oil Hawks, as I call it. Those teams in Madison Square Garden have only won one championship since 1973. One measly championship, and they barely won it? Are you kidding me? And you're going to be talking about it all night long on New York Sports Talk Radio? So the Rangers suck. The Islanders haven't done anything since the 80s. But now it's the New Jersey Devils, a team that has won 2 cups in the new millennium. We're 25 years into the year 2000, and the Devils have 2 cups. And I think they're on the cusp. They're a couple players away, maybe one player away, of getting over the hump. Yes, a pod legend said, long-time caller, first-time listener. That's an inside joke in the radio business. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Wu got a big chuckle of it yesterday, and the aftermath I'm not going to get into was she laughed. She thought I screwed up, and just remember, Mrs. Wu needs to be reminded. Sam Wu is always right on this podcast, and if I'm wrong, go back to rule number 1. I'm always right on this podcast. But yeah, you control a little bit, but just remember, keep it classy when you're calling WFAN. We don't want to get in trouble here. We just want to talk a little Devils hockey and promote what's right about being a Devils fan. This is what this podcast is all about. That's our mission statement. Promote what is right about being a Devils fan. That's always been to our core, our mission statement. So if you're wondering why a podcast is promoting another show, well, it's because we're promoting what's right about being a Devils fan. So we put our egos aside. We've got friends in the industry. Danielle McCartan is a good friend of the podcast on WFAN. She's willing to talk Devils hockey. Take advantage of it on New York airwaves, 660 AM, 101.9 FM, and talk about winning. The Devils better win tonight. And if there's Jack Hughes jokes all around, just remind the Ranger fans when Brian Leach had a great game back in the early 90s. And then when he went home, he slipped on the ice and broke his leg, and he was out for a couple months. I think that's a worse story than the Jack Hughes after we found out. I thought they were playing with knives. We had all our speculation, but it was just a freak accident. All right, so you got the picture. If you're a Devils fan, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Sunday morning, which is basically tomorrow, after Devils After Dark, call 888-808-1019 and filibuster the phone lines, a WFAN Danielle McCartan show. All right, that's enough plugging. So I'll take down the graphic. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, and you'll get a nice supply of Rangers Suck fortune cookies, courtesy of the Morning Woo. All right, let's see here. Chinese star fight. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Like, I was looking up YouTube clips with Mrs. Wu on some of the movies that had it where, you know, you take a knife in your hand and, you know. Let's see here. Just team building that just got out of hand. Is there a pun in there, Wimpy? Meadowlander, reportedly Montreal and Vancouver are in discussions with Buffalo regarding Tage Thompson. Let them discuss. I'm sure Tom Fitzgerald will kick the tires, is what he would say on that. But yeah. All right. We're going to get out of here. Again, Operation Filibuster. You got the number now. I want to hear you callers calling in, you listeners calling in. Because I'll be taking notes. And if this is an absolute failure, then we're going to have problems Sunday morning on the Morning Woo. But if you want to get your name mentioned on the Morning Woo and get that Ranger Suck fortune cookie, be dialing. And that's all I have to say. All right, we're going to get out of here. And I want to salute you, the Devils fan, for putting up with the BS yesterday of the news, what happened with Jack Hughes, and being positive and trying to move forward. I think Shane Lachance is going to make you very happy if he gets in the game tonight. So the ceremonial sip to you, the Devils fan. We're going to be watching together when the Devils take on the Capitals. And those that are traveling down to D.C., we salute you as well. The ceremonial sip. That felt good. That felt good. All right, so we got Game Day Live and Devils After Dark tonight, and hope to see you there. And also, I hope to hear you dialing from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. early Sunday morning. I actually got to go in the city by 9 a.m. tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting, how much sleep I'm going to get. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Spreading the love of Devils hockey. Love you all. We love our truck drivers. We love our instrument technicians. We love our educated. We love our uneducated. We love everybody here at the Morning Woo. Have a positive, happy Devils Saturday. Till next time, let's go Devils.
I love you, yes, I love you. Morning Woo. Morning